Good evening, people. Good evening from the UK, and good morning, good afternoon, wherever the case is, wherever you are. You are all welcome to not the red room, as it says in the top right corner. You are welcome. Where are you welcome? You are welcome to another episode of Chat G and G. One G is not with us, but there's another G with us. It's Goalmouth himself. Keith Goalmouth Cross is in the building to step in for Gags, who has other bits and bobs to do, handle family stuff. Big up Gags. But I've got someone else to argue, debate, chat, and it's my old, I was going to say foe, but no, he's my friend and foe. But some of his opinions really irk me, and I know some of mine irk him. But this is what it's about. Keith, talk to me, brother. What's happening?
Good to be back on Chat G and G on a Friday, my friend. Good to shout out everybody who's come and tuned in, who's going to watch this later. Good to see you all. I'm fabulous, Grizz, I can't lie. A very interesting week and a half at the moment. I competed.
Every week, yeah, man. Every week seems to be right.
Yeah, exactly. I competed in my first ever strongman events. So it was 2 lifts. It was a deadlift.
Go on, explain this.
So it was a deadlift and a log lift, and you get the combined totals globally, and then you compete with other people and to try and qualify for the finals. So I'm all right in saying this, that I finished 3rd. And
Are you really doing all this now?
Yep. I pulled 350 kilos, which is over 700 pounds deadlift, and 120 kilo log lift. 3rd. So not only am I the G today, but I'm also the 3rd strongest static monster worldwide, and I'll be in Arizona in September.
Big up you, my bro. Big up you. Listen, that is serious business, bro. That is serious business. I don't know what I've done here. Let me cancel this. Right. That is serious business, bro. This is why I say, even when I disagree with your opinions, I ain't getting anywhere near you, bro. I ain't arguing with you. I ain't fighting you. I ain't looking to compete with you. I'm just gonna sit miles and miles away and say, yeah, Keith, man, I'm the ultimate keyboard warrior when it comes to messing with you, bro. So you can chat the most breeze on Twitter and have the most maddest opinions, but as far as I'm concerned, you're the king of the jungle, bro.
Love it.
Yeah, man. Listen. We got so much to tuck into, man. We got the Wirtz injury blow. Is it tomorrow? Massive blow. Slot saying he's not sure of the comeback time period. Then we had the Champions League draw, of course, in the morning. I know you've been hyping up the Champions League for months and months and months, because for you, I always know for you that's number 1, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I like to keep it consistent. Maybe not always my opinions on players are consistent over the years, but there's one thing that has been consistent about me. It's been my love for the Champions League.
What is it? It
was my first love.
More than the Premier League.
Yeah. Remember, I'm of the generation. See, when I was born, that was the last time Liverpool won the league title. So basically, I never saw any of that, right? So my first love, like my first romance, was the UEFA Cup final 2001.
Gerard Houllier.
Yeah. That was my first ever like big trophy European. Yeah, I got to stay up late and I got to see us win the UEFA Cup.
Alaves.
5-4 in aggregate, golden goal. So that just started from there. And then 2005, you know, I was explaining it to one of my boys. He's always like, you're always saying that Alisson is the best and Van Dijk is the best ever, and you're always getting these. I just said, listen, this is my time. Yeah? Because when I was in primary school, we were terrible. When I was in high school, the only thing I had was 2005. Uni, Christian Ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, being an adult in this life, I'm enjoying it. So, you know what I mean? I've suffered. So
you fell in love. So you fell in love with everything European-based from the UEFA Cup.
Everything. That UEFA Cup run.
And then obviously 2005 literally changed your whole life, probably.
changed my life. And go back to UEFA Cup run actually, because one of the games in particular, which was really interesting at the time, was it was the year that Roma won the league. That's the only time they won the league title, was that year. I'm pretty sure it was that year, 2001. And obviously, I come from an Italian background. So my cousins, my uncles, they were getting gas when they drew Liverpool, because at the top of they were at they're at their peak. The Roma were the best team in Italy at that time. And when Michael Owen, that 2-goal dagger in the second half out of nowhere.
Would you say that was his peak, wasn't it? I think that period.
Was quite far. Yeah, that was his peak.
That was his peak.
Owen, when they say, oh yeah, when you're in school, like, who did you want to kind of like emulate? It's Michael Owen, man. So yeah, that UEFA Cup run, and you know what I mean? Like, I've been through, I've seen more success in Champions League than anything else. It surprises me almost, actually, and I suppose getting on some of my comments and the debates that's been going on X, I'm really surprised that some of the Liverpool fans is kind of a bit like, oh, are we going to get there? We're not good enough. I'm like, Champions League is a different beast. And I think this season we have been different in the Champions League. I don't know. What do you think? Because I think when I watch Liverpool in the Champions League, I'm seeing slightly more of the version of the team that won the Premier League last season versus what I'm seeing in the Premier League. Bar the PSV.
Yeah, but we know the reasons why, isn't it? And we know, and they are connected or related to the reasons why we haven't been smashing it in the league. So the reasons are that is more emphasis on technique, tactics, and the pace is slower in Europe. There's far more teams playing destructive football. More teams, because because usually the Champions League is made up of all great teams of their countries. All the great teams in said countries are looking to dominate games. Yes. So in their respective leagues, they're dominant, right?
Correct.
And they're always on the front foot. So when they come to the Champions League, that's how they play. Whereas in the Premier League, you got dogs of wars in there as well. Yeah. And majority, there's only 3 or 4 that can play that football home and away, blah, 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 blah. So it's a total different way of playing, I think. I think that's one of the main reasons that we're obviously still up there with as good as anyone else in Europe in terms of playing football, technically and all that business. But we've struggled when it comes to the physical aspect of the game, which is less poignant in Europe than it is here. That's my opinion.
Well, I think a great example of that was Qarabag. Okay. When I watched Qarabag play us at Anfield when we beat them 6-0, they were setting up with a high line, right? They were trying to counter press us all over the pitch. And you think to yourself, with the players that they had, if Qarabag, the players are great in their league and obviously decent European club, but you would have almost argued actually if they took the approach of, say, a Crystal Palace, they actually did a low block, let them come on.
It would have been different.
It would have been different. So to your point, you're right. Because even a team like Qarabag will try and play you in Europe the same way that Real Madrid would, right? Maybe that's where Bodo Glimt are getting a bit of success at the moment because maybe they're a little bit more pragmatic. But the real question, Grizz, is Galatasaray.
Well, this is it. We segue into sort of the Champions League, and we know now who we're playing next, and it's Galatasaray. What are you saying?
I thought they got. I didn't think we were great. I didn't think we handled the atmosphere very well in the 1-0 defeat in the group stages. Here's me blowing our trumpet on Champions League, and they're one of the 2 teams to beat us. I don't know. I don't think we handled. I mean, it was aggressive. I mean, I've watched Liverpool play Galatasaray before, and I thought that game. I don't know what happened that night. But it was every time a Liverpool player had the ball, you couldn't even hear the commentators speak. It was that loud, boos ringing. And I just think it was the wrong time, wrong mentality. But after watching Galatasaray almost bottle the entire their entire place against Juventus, like that is just a team made up of Premier League years 2000 and what? 2019, 2018. and a few others to kind of like splice it in. It's a lot of players past their peak. So from an energy perspective, from a physicality perspective, from a quality perspective, I think we should have far too much for Galatasaray over 2 legs. The problem is we are in the nasty, nasty, nasty side of the
So look,
draw.
basically, right? Check this out. Check out how unlucky we are if you think about it, Keith. Yeah, because this was how it's supposed to be for topping your group. So last season we done what Arsenal have done this season, right? Smashed up the group. Gone or has Keith gone? Am I gone or did Keith go?
You just think I went. Yeah, now you're back.
So sorry. Am I back?
Yes.
So where was I? Did you hear the bit where I said this was supposed to be last season's format? This was how it's supposed to work. That you blow away the group stages, you win and then you get a favorable draws later on as a reward.
Yeah.
We smashed up the Champions League group stages last season and we ended up with PSG and got knocked out, obviously, as a result. And even if we beat PSG, who would we got next? I think it was another hard team next. I can't remember. But Arsenal do what we done, and they not only get one of the weakest teams in the competition left, Leverkusen, they're going to smoke Leverkusen. Their side of the draw is muck.
Right.
It's pure muck. I have no reason to doubt they are at least getting to the final. And I'm telling you now, I know you're not going to like hearing this, and I know Liverpool fans have been on my case saying I'm gassing up Arsenal too much. I'm not gassing up Arsenal because I think they're amazing. I'm gassing up Arsenal is because sometimes the momentum, the luck, the flow, everything aligns. And I'm telling you now, they will get close. I'm not saying they're going to do the quadruple, but they're going to get close to this.
That's nasty.
I know it is, but you tell me, bro.
Nah, I hear what you're saying. I think one of the most interesting times is yet to come with Arsenal because, first of all, I'd just like to just say a quick comment to say that on the left-hand side, you see a Champions League draw. On the right-hand side, you see a UEFA Cup 2004 draw where Barcelona finished 3rd in their group and dropped into the UEFA Cup. That is a UEFA Cup seeded situation if ever I've seen. I don't know how UEFA ended up with this, but it's probably one of the most lopsided draws I've ever seen in my life. And you know what, right? I see Real Madrid are moaning as well about the fact that they have to play Man City again. Do you know what I mean?
That's mad as well. It's like every season now.
Like, I don't know what's going on with all of this. I don't know what it's all about. But look, I think when we think about Arsenal, I think we need to think about what we went through in the 2022-23 season.
We had luck of the draw.
We had luck of the draw. We had a good run. We got to the Champions League final, Premier League. You know, all kudos to them. But for us, at the end of the day, the opportunity is still there to have an incredible season. And I think in a Champions League final, Liverpool versus Arsenal, we win that game.
Well, let's not get that ahead of ourselves, innit? So look at the state of the draw right now as we speak. Yeah, I've got it up on the screen, right? So we're in the Paris, Chelsea, Galatasaray, Liverpool section, right? In the top left, yeah? So we've got Galatasaray. We're both very confident that we're going to smoke Galatasaray over 2 legs. I've been very confident, right? Mm-hmm. Then we play the winners of PSG and Chelsea. How you see that one going? I don't know how to call it. Like Chelsea beat them in the World Club over in America, the Donald Trump Trophy.
Yep.
PSG ain't looking amazing this season, but neither are Chelsea. What were you saying? What are you thinking about that?
It's a weird one with that one. Because I got Chelsea fans in my group telling me, so, you know, we're out, this, that, and the other. And I'm just kind of like, have some respect for yourself, man. You know what I mean? You've won the Champions League twice in the last decade, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're big boys I personally think that Chelsea have the edge because Chelsea have the home leg. And even though PSG, yeah, you don't know what PSG is going to show up because I mean they scraped through against Monaco. Let's call a spade a spade. That last 16 game, I mean they're leaking goals. It's a situation defensively. I don't think they're as solid as they were last season. So I think they're a team that can get at. And I actually think Grizz, I'm calling it, man. I think we're going back to the Benitez days, and I reckon for the 10 millionth time in the last 25 years, it's going to be Liverpool and Chelsea in a quarterfinal of a Champions League again. It's European heritage. You know what I mean? I was telling you earlier about my own journey with Liverpool in Europe. I will add Chelsea to that. I think we got them. How many times we played Chelsea?
So you think Chelsea are going to get through then?
I think it will be Liverpool Chelsea quarterfinal.
All right, lock that in. Lock that in. Okay, lock that in. Chelsea, PSG. I think it's going to be PSG. So you're thinking Liverpool, PSG. I'm thinking Liverpool, PSG. You're saying Liverpool, Chelsea. Yep. All right, over we go to the. We won't go into the other section. We stick to our section with our route to the final. So Real Madrid, Man City again. It's getting boring now. Both teams are not at their best. Both teams are past their best. But when you got Mbappe and Vinicius in your team, and you got Haaland and Semenyo or Marmoush in your team, or Rodri, it's a any time, any place, any team can turn up and rock the other one. I think it's going to be very close again. I'm going to give Man City the edge because the second leg
is at the Etihad.
And
they have their number at the Etihad.
They have their number at the Etihad quite easily.
Right? I was not impressed with Real Madrid. I watched that game. Was not impressed at all. I thought it was a pretty drab game. On another night, a better team takes their chances. I mean, whatever Benfica were doing for the Vinicius goal, that looked like Sunday League football. So
I don't know what happened there. They just parted the sea, man. Like,
let them run through. So yeah, I think it'd be interesting. It would be an interesting game as always. But yeah, I'm giving it Man City. I reckon. I just don't think that Real Madrid are that good defensively. And you know what's so funny, right? For years, I defended Trent. I said he's a competent right back. Now watch him play for another football team.
Hurts, isn't it?
Starting to see it, innit?
It hurts me that we had to put up with this. I know, he's abysmal, man.
Oh my God!
When you watch him,
he really doesn't want to defend that back post. My God,
ever tracking back, defending. Look, I know he's a genius on the ball, and I agree. We miss him like mad. On the ball, we miss him like mad. Like no one else, to be honest with you. He's a special, unique talent from that position on the ball. In our transitions and the way we get out, the way we break lines. Yes, one of the main reasons of the downfall of Liverpool this season, if you want to call it a downfall, is the absence of Trent. But from a defensive point of view, that brother, you're right. He don't want to defend, man. What do you do though? So what do you do then? You can't change his position because that's when he's at his most dangerous from that position because it's so deep and he's got space. I don't know what you do with Trent, and that's their problem. That's their problem.
A Real Madrid problem, but I think that's going to be a Real Madrid Achilles heel because I think if there's one man who knows how to attack that side and get the worst out of Trent, it's Pep Guardiola.
So you're saying Man City as well?
Man City are going to go through, yes.
Okay. Then we got Atalanta and Bayern Munich. Now, to the naked eye on paper, if you just read that, everyone's going to say Bayern Munich. But Atalanta can do bits, man.
Yeah, weird team. I thought it was all over after the Lookman sale, but it seems that they continue to, Gasperini seems to live on in their European exploits. Again, look, I think sometimes when I think about clubs in Europe, I think about their recent pedigree, and we can't deny that. Atlanta just won Europa League not that long ago, knocking us out in the process and beating a Leverkusen that was undefeated in everything and everywhere. That was pretty impressive. They seem to still be kicking on and can be a really, really dangerous outfit. But Bayern Munich is the one team I'm not excited to be in the same side as. I don't know what it is. I think collectively with the Harry Kane conundrum, I think avoiding Bayern Munich
Luis Diaz, Harry Kane, Leroy Sané,
No,
Serge
not
Gnabry.
Leroy Sané. We get Leroy Sané and
Sorry, not
Galatasaray.
Leroy, not Leroy Sané. What's his name?
Make
Olise.
Olise. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Olise, Diaz, Kane, Musiala. That's ridiculous. And
unbelievable.
Serge Gnabry as well as the options in attack, and that young brother who's one of the most outstanding talents in world football. Forgot his name, man. Someone in the chat, Carl something. Is it Carl?
Leonard Cole. I think.
Leonard Carl.
Yeah,
Bro, he's sensational.
yeah.
He's sensational. But defensively, you can because company insists on playing this mad high line, like Barcelona.
Well, this is it. I thought the High Line died, Grizz. It seems that Company and Flick are keeping it alive.
Yeah,
But
Flick don't play any other way. Like Flick don't give a shit about world trends. That's the way he plays. Do you think Pep's adapted a little bit? Because
yes.
Man City don't play every game the same high line now. I think they vary it.
I just don't think it's as aggressive for Liverpool or for Man City. I think there was a time. Remember, we used to talk about it a lot with Liverpool. There was a time our line was so high that literally, like, it would take one decent run and we'd be counterattacked like crazy. I don't know why that's changed. It'd be interesting in the chat to get some opinions on why the high line is there data to suggest teams have gone back slightly. But I mean,
well, who's the most successful? No, but I don't think so, because you just look at the best teams in the world still in top of their leagues. Would you say Arsenal play a high line? Arsenal play a fairly high line. Saliba and Gabriel.
But not to the level of Barcelona and Bayern Munich.
No, but that's.
I think this would be their Achilles heel, by the way.
So who's on top of the league in Spain? Barcelona. Who's the top of the league in Bayern Munich?
Bayern Munich, yeah.
Bayern 9. Who's top of the league in, I don't know, any other?
There we are, Inter. And then Arsenal. Yeah, maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe because you look at teams like maybe Arsenal have a bit more protection. You know, they do play with 2 DMs.
Not maybe. Absolutely do. So what? I mean, go on. What are you saying then? We've praised Bayern Munich, but then we've sort of doubted them as well. What are you saying in the Atalanta tie?
Oh, I think Bayern Munich go through.
So that's Bayern Munich versus Man City. Liverpool versus, you say Chelsea, I say PSG. What are you saying then? Liverpool versus Chelsea, what are you saying?
It's Liverpool. I think Liverpool get through to the semi-finals of the Champions League and they knock out Chelsea. No problem. Well, big problems. I think it's going to be as nasty and as tight as it's always been between Liverpool and Chelsea. And I think, arguably, if that happens, if Liverpool get Chelsea in the quarterfinals, I will call it that 2-legged tie will be the best 2-legged tie of the season.
I think it's going to be PSG. And I think we're going to take revenge this time on
PSG. Yes.
I think we're going to get past PSG. It's going to be hard. It's going to be nasty. Slot's been waiting for this all his life.
He has.
He's literally been. There is no way Galatasaray are getting in our way.
Can't.
He needs to get to PSG. In the other one, Man City versus Bayern. I don't know where to go with this, bro.
Yeah. We may have hit a brick wall there, so we may have to just get on. We may need to get past this on vibes. Okay, just vibes alone.
I don't know, man. Man City, Bayern. No, but how about Man City, Bayern? I don't know how to call them.
Who has the... Oh, yeah, Bayern Munich. Yeah, but Bayern Munich will get the
second leg. Do they get the second leg at home?
Who gets the second leg in the semi-finals if 2 teams finish in the top 8 meet each other? I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question, actually.
I'm not sure. Can someone in the chat tell me who gets the second leg at home in the Atalanta Bayern? If Bayern Man City in the quarterfinals.
Jeez. I'm gonna go with.
Either way, I'm gonna go with Bayern.
I'll agree with you on that one. So Liverpool Bayern Munich semi-final.
So Bayern get the second leg at home apparently as well.
Oof.
The Man City game. Okay. So Liverpool Bayern then, what are you saying?
Well, the last time we faced him, right? Remember that? As
Yeah, they're a different team now.
we danced in Munich.
They were a slow team. Now they're a very quick team.
Look, I think because I've got such a strong belief that Liverpool can go and win the Champions League
Well,
this
then
season.
that's it. Then I know your answer. Then
I have to stick with it. I have to stick with
and
my.
without going through the fixtures, who are we meeting in the final from the other side? Looking at all the teams.
I can't see past Arsenal.
Can't see past Arsenal. It's mad, isn't it? It's so sad.
I can't see it.
It's so sad. It's
Like,
so
like you know, the romantic in me wants to say Barcelona, but you know what? With that high line, I just have a nasty feeling that Eddie Howe's got something for them.
Bro, look what Chelsea done to them.
Exactly. Honestly, I think Eddie Howe's got something. I think if we're going to talk about a shock.
Oh, you calling that as the shock?
That's the shock. Newcastle knock out Barcelona. I think that high line is the worst thing you can do against a team like Newcastle, in my opinion. Too much spacing behind, quick players. Newcastle know how to kind of play in that kind of like mid-block shape, and they know how to move the ball from A to B really quickly. And their physical team, Barcelona will have all of the ball, all of it. And I think Anthony Gordon is going to get sent through by Jacob Murphy. You know what I mean? 1-0 at the Bernabeu, at the new camp. You know what I mean? And then St. James's Park is rocking. Boom. Oh, we beat Arsenal 1-0 in the final from a corner.
And JD says, we are not winning the Champions League.
Oh,
Tony says, Liverpool versus Bayern semi-winner will lift the cup.
Nice. Yeah.
David says, hello from Ireland. Hello, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so yeah, it is what it is then, I guess.
What's your shock of all of this?
I like the sound of that Newcastle Barcelona. I think Barcelona will go through. Atletico will beat them.
You think so?
Sport, yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Atletico will beat Tottenham. Bodo versus Sporting. Look, may the story continue. But then they're just going to get smashed up by Arsenal in the quarterfinal. Like Arsenal going to be playing Bodo Glimt in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. Like, fuck me, man.
Are they going to do something nasty to them as well? Like,
that's going to be so nasty. But listen, Champions League, something to look forward to. We're hoping the timeline suggests for the Isak injury that he could possibly be with us from the quarter-final stages onwards, if we reach there.
Massive.
Is there like a new signing?
It's like a new signing, baby. It is. There is literally, even in his deadest moments, he's a sharpshooter, man.
Yeah, but we can't. We have to give him. We can't play him this season, man. Oh no, of course we can play him this season, but we can't expect anything. Like, it might be a hindrance to us if we're playing Isak back to fitness in key games. Do you see with the cynic in me? You see where I'm going with this?
Cynic, but I think Hugo needs a bit of help. If I'm honest with you, I think Hugo needs a bit of help. I think he's been amazing in his first season in the Premier League. First time really getting the stage as the number 9 of a big club. I mean, didn't work out for him at PSG. Comes to Liverpool, has really, really stepped up. But I think there's many, 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 many games this season that Ekitike fades after 60. And I think, now because of Isak's injury, there's not this insistence to start him and play him because it's going to be, we bake him in. And you know what? We're going to need him a lot when Hugo has one of those games, which he's had, especially the last few weeks, and we need something different, and you bring on Alexander Isak. I mean, as a defender, you're probably thinking, flipping heck, mate. I've just kept this geezer quiet for 60, and now I've got this. I'm
just thinking, but we have to work. We're basically, it's going to be another pre-season for Isak, basically, but it's going to be the running at the business end for us. That's where I'm thinking. I know what you're saying, but that's a fully fit Isak or near fully fit. He's going to be fully fit in terms of like he's ready to play football from a medical point of view, but the football fitness won't be there for at least a month. That's
Yeah,
my one.
I just don't think I don't think there's as much pressure, because I think when we signed him, I think there was more pressure to
Yeah,
play him.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It was kind of like, Isak, you just signed him,
yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah, blah, and he wasn't fit, and it took ages to get fit, and he picked up
yeah.
niggles and blah, blah, blah. And there's this kind of like clamor for it. Now, I think people will be more understanding the fact that a lot of the games, the first month you're talking about, a lot of people will accept it that he comes off the bench with 20 to go. He comes off the bench with 30 to go. He might start a Premier League game, because between me and you, Grizz, I'm very intrigued to see by the end of March whether we really give a shit about the top 6 fight, honestly. So if we don't really give a shit about it, he might start some games in the Premier League and then so we can rest Hugo for the Champions League. You know, there's a lot of this that's going to be coming up, right? There's a lot of decision slots going to have to make over the coming weeks. And I think in the players' minds, the prioritization is going to start to kick in. You've got an FA Cup, you've got a Champions League, and you've got the World Cup round the corner. At what point does the Premier League not really matter? Thoughts?
Well, you know what I mean? I don't know, because that's where our attention goes to this weekend straight away. I know you're gassed and excited about the Champions League, but ultimately we need to be there again next season. And for us to be there in the next season, either we win the Champions League, according to you, we're winning it. According to me, we're reaching the semi-finals, and then I don't know after that. But we got West Ham on the weekend. And one of those teams, if you asked me 5-6 weeks ago, I would have said we're smoking this. This is the kind of fixture we need to get back in the groove and form, and 3 points guaranteed, because they were disgusting 6-7 weeks ago. But this brother, Nuno Espirito.
Yep. Espirito
Santos, he's doing another professional job. You know, he goes in there, you know, like Pulp Fiction. What was his name? The guy he used? Mr.
The old geezer, right? Mr. Pink, is it? The one
Mr.
with
Pink or something? Yeah.
He gets rid of the body in the car.
That's it. He handles the business.
Yeah.
Santos, Mr. Espirito Santos, handles business. Looks like he's handling business, possibly, and we're not going to go into it, but possibly at the expense of Tottenham Hotspurs. The way West Ham are going and the way Spurs are going, but they're a different animal now. Saying that, 3 points, right? What, you got us winning the Champions League and you're having a deep... This is what I mean about your opinions.
No, man, I told you already, like, for time.
You're winning the Champions League and you're deep sighing about West Ham at home.
I watched that Nottingham Forest game.
Mr. Wolf,
that's it, yeah, Mr. Wolf. Great shout. I watched that Nottingham Forest game, and I have to say that it was one of the most boring football matches I've ever seen in my entire life. And it made me question a lot of things about what I do for 90 minutes on a Sunday, to be honest with you. Given that McAllister goal, it was the kind of game changer. I just think the big danger, again, mentality-wise, how we're going into this versus how West Ham are going into this. West Ham are fighting for survival.
Yeah?
Fighting. They know they're within touching distance of Nottingham Forest and Spurs, two teams who have just been absolutely diabolical in the league this season, particularly Spurs, who are going into freefall, and I do worry about them. And that's what I worry about a little bit, Grizz. I really look, we're in March now. We're pretty much in March now. I hope that the players continue to prove me wrong. Mm-hmm. But I am not convinced. I've not been convinced for a while that these players are as motivated to finish in the top 4 as they are.
Yeah, you've been saying this for a little while.
I just don't believe. I just don't feel it. 50-50 crunching challenge, right? 50-50 crunching challenge, right? Between a West Ham midfielder, Liverpool midfielder, right? McAllister, World Cup, Champions League, all to come, right? West Ham, who's it?
Not Szoboszlai. He's got
his name. Sufal, yeah. 2 guys going into that challenge. Who's going to want to stay in and put their foot in? Who's dying to survive in that? I know who's definitely not, right? So I put, and when I say this, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I don't mean it in like these are professionals. Professionals do their job. They go out there, they play football. That's what they get paid to do, etc. I agree with that. I always think it's this like the 0.005% in the subconscious that does have an impact on certain situations. And I just feel that this game is going to be a banana skin, Grizz. And so I'm going to prep you right now to be prepared for a banana skin.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
I'm sorry. Who wants it more on Saturday?
It's got to be us.
Huh?
It's got to be us, man. Wow. So you're doubting the heart and desire of the Liverpool players. You're thinking they're valuing the world. Well, basically, you singled out McAllister only by the sounds of it.
Oh, I can single out Dominic Szoboszlai and Milos Kerkez with the Champions League final being in Budapest. What are they thinking about right now? Is Dominic Szoboszlai going to bed right now and thinking about, I can't wait to get 3 points against West Ham so that we could hopefully finish?
Oh, you're harsh, man. You're harsh, man.
Maybe I am. Maybe it's a controversial opinion, but that's what we're here for.
It's a controversial opinion. You're being harsh, man. These players definitely. By the way, I'm tucking into some chocolate cake. Please excuse me. I have been fasting all day, so I'm allowed to indulge in a bit of chocolate cake. My favorite.
and sorry to the chat. I say, so someone mentioned. So you're basically saying that they want to qualify for the Champions League by winning the Champions League 1,000%. Think of the story arcs. You got Robertson last season gone. Salah potentially last season gone. The last of Van Dijk is we're going into his last season next season, pretty much gone. The finals in Budapest, Milos Kerkez and Szoboszlai get to play in the capital of their country, right? In the Champions League final. You know what I mean? Where that's all that matters.
Football doesn't work like this, man. You've got too much romanticism going on. I can't see it. Look, I'll be amazed. Look, in my time knowing you, right? You've got about 5 shouts right in your whole life. Yeah. And if you
so true.
And if you
get 5 years.
5 shouts in 5 years. Oi, credit to you for Rayan. Baller. You said from day dot, you said this guy. And you know what? He looks crazy.
Bro.
No, like crazy good. Like people say, oh, calm down, relax. Let's see him. Sometimes you just know, bro.
I've never seen a physical specimen like that.
Wow.
The runs he makes. Good in the air. Back post header.
Where the hell did you spot him?
You know what I mean? Big up.
Where did you see him?
Football manager. Football manager. So, for those, I don't have a football manager. I wish I could plug a channel. I'm currently taking Wolves. I'm in my 2nd season. We're fighting for the title. And I signed this kid on the previous season.
How? Why?
Because the scout said to me, because I get my scouts to go out and think, and they're like, this is the guy you need to sign him. So I look at his physical stats. I was like, right, okay, this guy's quite tall. Got all this and that. Then I started watching him, and I was like, this geezer's bloody, what's going on? And then when Bournemouth, of all teams, just turned around and said, yeah, we're just going to replace
them. How good are they doing that? Because they got that other geezer who's wicked as well. Arsenal looking at him.
Oh,
Kripo, something like that.
Krupi, the striker. Yeah. Even I think they revamped their entire front three at the moment. But yeah, Ryan, unbelievable player.
Wow.
There's a reason Bournemouth slapped that £80 million price tag quick. They don't usually do that, But
you got that Ryan shout. So look, if Liverpool win the Champions League, I think you're going to be heralded as the biggest super fan the club's ever seen, bro. But I think the players really want to finish in this Champions League slot. I don't doubt that. I get it with the McAllister one. I'm not going to lie. Since you put it in the space a couple of months ago, you have got me thinking with that one. I'm not totally with you, but he said this. When you put out conspiracy theories in the air, it happens. You think, that brother said that. You know what I mean? So you've got me in 2 minds a little bit with the McAllister because of his performances. But he's upped his game. He's upped his work rate as well. maybe he's working himself into peak condition for the World Cup.
I didn't say it, but I definitely thought it. I was like, did someone get a phone call?
That's what I'm saying. So you have got a point, maybe there. But I think everyone else wants to reach the Champions League, man. Salah won't want to leave not leading Liverpool into the Champions League. So tomorrow, the bombshell news, the major talking point around tomorrow seems to be Florian Wirtz. We saw how we struggled without him. Can we do anything different to make sure we don't struggle without him in terms of formation? We know Frimpong is back. Do we throw him back in maybe? What were you thinking?
I'll give Liverpool the benefit of the doubt. To lose a player like that, like 15 minutes before kickoff, is pretty big.
Hard.
It's hard. You know, it's clearly obvious that we've built our entire creative identity around Florian Wirtz. Without him, I think, you know, Slot's been given a week now to kind of figure it out. I would consider that Frimpong, I would start him. I'd throw him straight back in.
Really? You're throwing him in there?
I think he's only been gone for a couple of weeks. I think it was a hamstring. It wasn't like a
month, bro. Month.
Yeah, for about 4 weeks. I think it was more of a strain than like a full blown like bang.
Yeah, must be, because he would have been out longer. Yeah, you're right.
Would have been out longer. So I think, you know, if we need pace, and we need pace first of all, and second of all, I know I called it earlier on in the season when I was saying, you know, big games, maybe Dominic Szoboszlai should play right back. Not anymore.
What are you doing with that situation?
Nah, forget it. Get rid of it. Either Joe Gomez goes in there.
Oh yeah.
Or Frimpong. But absolutely no way. Dominic Szoboszlai, without Florian Wirtz now, it's even more crucial that he's playing in that attacking midfield role and he's involved in the creative side of things. So one of the things where I think we will struggle a little bit, I think, is just the fact that Florian Wirtz works his absolute socks off, and he's been the connector a lot, right? He's been the go-to guy. Players have felt more comfortable giving him the ball, and actually his quality has shone through. So it's just a great shame, and I don't like these type of injuries, Grizz. These back injuries, man. I've heard over the years, you always hear players get these back injuries, and all of a sudden they're not here for that.
Don't be the same again, and don't be the same again. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Don't say that, man. Don't say that, man.
I just hope it's just not, you know what I mean? Nothing too bad, but no, we're going to miss him terribly. And just as he was starting to hit our foot,
I know. Just when the rhythm was there, he was looking like Florian Wirtz.
Exactly. But that's just our season, bro. That's our season this season. Do you know what I mean? You got to take it on the chin. So yeah, for me, Grizz, if you're gonna ask me, you know, personally, I throw Frimpong straight back into the team and put Dominic Szoboszlai where he should be.
Maybe Gomez 60, Frimpong 30.
I tell you one thing about Gomez.
Or would you do it the other way around? Because hopefully I don't know. Do we want a solid start, or do we want a fire blitz attacking start? We take the lead.
Well, that's exactly. What do you want right now? Do you want that pace, that directness from Frimpong, or do you want these flipping long throws from Joe Gomez? Do you know what I mean? Because Joe Gomez overnight has become a bit of a sensation.
You can't beat him.
Join him. You can't tell me, bro, that last 10, 15 minutes against Nottingham Forest, yeah, I don't know what Slot was waffling on about, but we went route one and we went long throw. And eventually it was the throw that led to it. So depends what he wants to go for. Banter
is fine. It says losing Wirtz was bad versus Forest, but the bigger issue was our execution, passing, etc. was horrendous. It allowed Forest to pin us at times. It was
awful.
It was horrific viewing that first half. Curtis Jones, if selected, has to improve threefold. McAllister, Gravenberch, just when I was praising him last few weeks, that was another Hall of Shamer performance from Gravenberch. I'm sorry. I was bigging him up. I was thinking, right, we're seeing much better version of Gravenberch like last season, last month or so. He picked up his game. Because before that, he was pants and no one was talking about it. Yeah. It was all McAllister getting cussed. It was all Curtis Jones, maybe. All the rest were getting cussed, but no one was really scrutinizing Grav. I was.
But what is it with Grav? Because I noticed it the last couple of games.
I don't think that's his position, Keith. I know he won us the league in that position. I think we can upgrade in that position.
And let him.
I mean it.
Yeah, and maybe not have him as necessarily an 8, but just a little bit further forward.
Yeah, I got a controversial hot take about him as an 8. I don't rate him that highly as an 8. I don't think he's got a clean strike.
No,
he's scored a couple of goals. I don't think he's got a long pass.
No, that's true.
And I don't think he's as adventurous and as inventive as I would want my 8 to be.
I think it's. I'd love to. Maybe hey, maybe we need to be better analysts, Grizz, because when I watch games like the Forest game and the game against Brighton, I mean, we've had 3 clean sheets in a row, right? But all those 3 games, I would say, but Gravenberch, man, like it's like his rhythm, and this happened. I feel like this happened last season as well. He has this patch where the rhythm just goes, the touch goes, the turn goes. So I don't know. Is it either that he gets pressed, like the team deliberately target Gravenberch when as soon as he gets on the ball and gives him no space, or is it that I don't know that he is just having a bad month? Do you know what I mean? Because
I don't know how to. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. 1 second. Let me just text someone now. Whoops.
Because I think, it's interesting with the shooting, with the passing, with the long passing, etc. It's kind of like sometimes he'll do it, but most of the times he doesn't.
I'm confused about him as well. You're right. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of him. I'm, he says it basically. A couple of people are talking about the situation what we're talking about. He says banter is fine. He says Grav is just best receiving to carry, and his ball manipulation against up and coming press is great. Outside of that, though, meh. I think Slot opting to use Mackwell Jones as first receiver says a lot. Banter is fine. I tend to agree with a lot of what you just said there. Comey says he's a box-to-box midfielder. Bayern wanted him to be a young Goretzka, in my opinion. Yes. I think he's very good in a 2. I think he can do bits and bobs of all aspects. I don't think he's elite at anything. Maybe receiving the ball and turning, yes, he's elite at that. That famous the thing. No. So maybe that's his peak. That's the best attribute I can give him. He needs to be more cynical. He needs to be more nasty. He needs to be more aggressive if he's going to be a number 6 for us. Because the technical ability won't go. But you need to develop all the others. Positional sense, sniffing danger. That mother Rodri is so good. It's so good. More than you can believe.
Yeah. He's a clamper.
He's more than you can believe. And I want my DM to be like that. Look at Caicedo.
Fabinho.
So good. Fabinho.
There's 2 players I just never felt like us as Liverpool fan base have ever felt we replace. In particular, it's Sadio Mane and it's Fabinho.
Oh.
It's
Sadio Mane with Diaz. But then Diaz,
we thought we got there with Diaz, and then
you got to give it.
He did well, but I think
Mane's Mane. Mane's Mane.
You know what I mean? And Fabinho is the same. I think, but I just again, is that something that Slot wants? You look at someone like PSG; they don't really have a clamper in that respect. He likes these technicals. I just think that sometimes the way that Slot fantasizes about football is
PSG have got thing in it.
What have got? Vitinha, Neves,
and Fabian Ruiz. Who plays there? But they're all 3 multifunctional. All 3 can do. Yeah, he's like
what Slot wants. Really, he wants them to be multifunctional. He wants
as well. Yeah, he's changed Grav. But that's why I think he's confused Grav early on in the season. Do you remember Grav was making box-to-box runs and scoring on the end of goals? He scored a brilliant goal against Everton. Do you remember?
Yeah. I've got a question for you.
I think the instructions have been confused. Go on.
Well, the West Ham game coming up, it was one of the biggest talking points. If you follow me on X or see my tweets on X, then I'd be delighted to talk about it. I think we should talk about it, Grizz. Does Rio Engamoa start on Saturday after that cameo appearance against Nottingham Forest?
I think without Wirtz, we might need his inventiveness, effectiveness, directness. Does he start though? So at the moment, we're assuming it's going to be Salah, Ekatike, Gakpo.
That's what the assumption is. Not what
Bozolai,
McAllister,
Gravenberch, Jones at right back, or Gomez. I don't think we're going to throw in Frimpong straight away.
Yeah, so Gomez, Canate, Van Dijk, and Kirkers.
Yeah. So you're saying start him, basically, or are you putting the question out? Or are you saying start him?
I'm putting the question out. Personally,
I know Gakpo's not flavor of the month, but who do you want coming off the bench? We've got to have bench options.
Correct. Engamoa and Frimpong off the bench.
And Chiesa?
Yeah.
Or Gakpo coming off the bench?
That's a great question. What do you want? Do you think Rio Engamoa is ready to start a Premier League game?
Yeah, maybe. But then I'm going to sound like a hypocrite. Because if you're not going to start him at home to West Ham, when are you going to start him?
This is the question. Personally, I've got Pelters to saying that we should be protecting his minutes. He shouldn't be seen as the Messiah.
No, of course not.
And
he deserves more minutes, though.
Probably deserves.
Like I read somewhere. He like previously, apart from the last couple of cameos, he didn't come off the bench in about 7 games.
Yeah. True, 7 games. I think we won 4.
But surely, if you're winning, were we winning in any of those games where he should be? I don't think we've been winning by 2 in many games, have we, at all?
Those are the old days, mate. But someone mentioned it there. He goes, Slot won't pay him out stubbornness.
No, it's just not a stubbornness. It's just stubbornness of what? That's his belief that he don't think he's ready. It's not stubbornness of what? Stubbornness of your own belief? Yeah, you should have stubbornness in your own belief. If you don't rate a player, you don't.
But do you think he doesn't rate him?
No. Sorry. I think he rates him and he talks very nicely of him, but I don't think he believes he should be thrown into the lion's den. And look, ultimately, I always say it, the culture will live by the sword, die by the sword. Simple as.
Personally, I think we need to protect him at all costs.
So are you starting him tomorrow?
No.
You asked the question.
I did ask the question because I got Pelters to suggest that I actually do like Arne Slot's approach with Rio Engamoa this season.
Okay.
Because I think that, he's 17 years old, first of all, which is ridiculously young. Yes, there's Lamine Yamal and there's this, that, and the other in the world, but I don't think Rio's as good as those, personally. I actually think that Rio's been amazing in cameo appearances, but he's also had a few crap cameo appearances. I thought the Bournemouth cameo appearance wasn't great, personally. And I think that he's got a lot. And when they say about red zone, it's interesting because when I watch him track back at times, he struggles a little bit. He struggles with the to and fro in my opinion at this moment in time, which is why I think physically he needs to develop a little bit more to be in a team like Liverpool where you are expected to be running back as fast as you're running forwards. He's got God-given natural talents, right? Which is he could take a man. He's getting better because one of the things I criticized him before is he seemed to just run into man. It was either run into man, take a 10-man on and shoot, or do nothing. His choice of passing is getting better. And you can see he's got that quality. So he's developed that side of it. I still don't think the physical side of his game's ready yet.
No, it's not going to be though, isn't it?
It's not going to be. Exactly, yeah. Which is why I think Slot's protecting him a little bit from saying...
We've seen players that have started off young, pretty much. Look at Saka's getting bare injuries now.
Injuries. Geezer can't finish the season.
Sterling's been finished for about 3 seasons. Yeah, we know so many others. Rooney finished early. Michael Owen finished early. Who else in recent times we know?
Dele Alli. Look at
Dele
Dele
Alli.
Alli.
Young prodigies. Theo Walcott finished
Yep.
long time ago. You know, all these kids that came out 16, 17, 18 that played loads of football finished, washed.
Do you think there should be some sort of regulation? I'm a big believer in regulation about this personally. I think it's outrageous that we are playing 16, 17, 18-year-old kids in professional football.
What's the age?
Sorry?
What would you do? 18?
I think there should be minutes caps.
20. Minutes?
2021. I think your minutes should be capped. Maybe 2021. I know 21's a bit different in the UK because I know 21 is like adult, whereas in the US, 21 is like 18 here. So I know there's that kind of bit of, but I think in terms of development, I think minutes should be capped for youngsters. Might have it, Pedri. Look at the kind of injuries he's had.
So many. Look at Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah. He's only having a little bit of a renaissance at the moment, but the geezer
came young. He came like, probably Mbappe. Let's see. Hopefully, you know what I mean? He has a long career ahead of him. We don't wish anyone, obviously, bad luck with injuries and careers. But all these kid prodigies, apart from the one and only Lionel Messi, no one else has had longevity like that.
Yeah.
From a young age.
Correct.
But anyway, we digress. Tomorrow, your team was Gomez, did you say?
I'm going with Gomez, yeah.
So Gomez, Konate, Virgil, Kerkez?
Yes.
We said the midfield 3. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the front 3? Salah,
Gakpo, and
Ekitike. There we have it. I think that's going to be the team. I don't think we're going to... Will he risk Curtis Jones at right back again for the ball retention and manipulation? That's my only thing. Because I don't rate him, but his renaissance, he's having a bad boy season at Somerville. He's coming back into full.
He is. That left-hand side is going to be interesting because it's Somerville and the left back as well, isn't it? He's not... They picked up the Gillies geezer.
Diouf.
Yeah, he's a bit rapid on that left-hand side. Bowen loves a goal. I think Joe Gomez, I think we need to actually have defenders on the left-hand side. I think, you're right. I didn't think about that Somerville shout. He's really starting to live up to the price tag they paid for him. So I think we actually need defensive options on that side. So I think Gomez and Szoboszlai doubling up is going to be massive.
The only problem is I thought Gomez is nailed on to start the FA Cup game. When is that? That Friday, innit?
Is it Friday?
We play them again. We play Wolves. We play Wolves 2 times in 3 days.
Oh yes, both at the Molineux, right?
It's Tuesday. We play them
in the Premier League. Yeah,
and then Friday in the Cup.
Any banana skins there?
So which game are you playing? So I think Gomez starts the shit. Gomez needs to start the league game.
He has to start the league game, and he won't play on Tuesday. No way.
No, if he plays tomorrow. Yeah.
No way. If he plays tomorrow, we might not see him again for a month.
No, don't say that. He'll be back next Friday, man. All right, what are we doing? What's the score? For someone whose claim to fame was how high you finished in the FPO 1 year. But I'm not gonna lie. That's all you had to shout about for years. All I used to hear was FPO, I'm FPO king. You don't get half. You don't get you get 75% of things wrong. So let me hear your wrong score for tomorrow.
2-2.
2-2.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Wow.
You've lost all hope in this team, Keith. Premier
League. Let me just reiterate. Premier League. Yes, I have lost all hope in this team.
Shit, Mr. Keith, top red,
man. No, I have to half the cap. So I've still got the one half top red as Champions League, but the other half is just gone, mate. You know what I mean? I just don't see the desire. I've watched. It's been the way we've lost certain games this season, and the way we've. Yeah, just I just see a last minute 2-1 Liverpool winning 2-1, 95th +2 stupidness. Thomas Suter.
I see us holding out. I'm going to go with the 2-1. You see the last minute dagger. I'm going to say we're going to hold out. It's going to be 2-0. They're going to get one back. 2-1.
Have you seen?
It won't be 4 clean sheets in a row, but
is it going to be okay? Is that 2-1? Oh, is it going to be 7 times? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. 7 times this season, the record, Liverpool have been involved in last-minute daggers. 4 wins, 3 defeats.
Wow, no draws.
No draws. Last minute
goals have equal to draw.
Last minute daggers either been a defeat or a loss.
Wow.
Or will it be a last minute dagger on Saturday?
Well, hopefully, if it is, it's a last minute dagger winner and not like your case, a last minute dagger draw. People, this has been another episode of Chat G&G with the G being Mr. Keith Goalmouth Cross stepping into Gags tandem shows. Apparently, he's away for 2 weeks. So if you're about, brother,
okay.
Get your agendas and narratives ready for next week as well. We'll be back. People, thank you very much for joining us. As usual, the chat has been amazing. You guys have been amazing. Like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff for the algorithms of the channels. Love you all. Peace, love, and tranquility. Up the mighty Reds. Take